I have a question for you. What is the meaning of this white line? And what will happen if the video gets downloaded first and then streamed into your video? The video might be of 1 GB. Just think of that. And why your internet doesn't get exhausted when you click on the end part of the video? You might be thinking that when you click on the end part of the video, the previous part is downloaded first and then that part of the video streams. But that's not how the video streaming works. And one extra thing that I'm going to tell you is this code and this code is exactly same. So let's get started. This is the empty folder that we got, and we will going to throw all our stuffs into this folder. And first of all, we need to throw a video so that we can check our example. To get the video, and boom, this is the video. Let me open this. This is how the video is looking. Yeah, let me close this. After that, we have to open the terminal. I have opened the terminal, and you have to write npm in it. I also have written that. And boom, our project got created. We have got a package.json file. After that, we have to make a file which is server.with.js. You can make your file with your name that you are thinking. It's not mandatory that you have to use server with.js file. And now we are done. Everything is completed, so you can leave this video. Just kidding, guys. This is the 3 lines that we have to write. This is very easy. The first one is getting the HTTP module from Node.js. If you don't have any knowledge regarding Node.js, don't worry. Just copy paste this and you will see the magic. Here I'm getting the HTTP module, which will going to help us to create a server. After that, we are using the fs module that will help us to read a file. And after that, the path module will help us to path module will help us to traverse through all our directories to get the file. That's a great definition. Yeah, that's it. You have to get this 3 only. After that, we will going to create a server, or you can say API. Just make this. Here are the 4 or 5 lines that creates a server, or you can say an API. So first of all, we are creating a variable which is port, and we are telling that this API will run on port 3000. After that, we are using http.createServer method, and inside that we are taking response, request and response, and after that we are sending a response inside that function rest.end hello from coding sprint. And after that, we are saying that server.listen on the port number, which is 3000 over here. And after that, we are sending a message that we are listening on port this. So how we will going to run this file and check our API whether we are able to see a hello from coding sprint or not. So first of all, you have to open the terminal again and just close this. I am making the text size a bit larger. Yeah, it's fine. And you have to write nodemon, but you will get an error if you haven't installed nodemon. How you can install that? npm I nodemon, and that's it. Then I have installed that. I will cancel that, and that's it. And after that, you have to write nodemon server with. Yeah, so here we got a message listing on port 3000. By the way, we are listing on localhost, so we have to come to our browser and we have to write localhost 3000, and that's it. Hello from coding sprint. We are getting this message. Just now you have learned how to create an API with just 4 or 5 lines of code, and I can change this also. Subscribe now and save this. Let me check this, refresh this, and now here the stuff's got changed. Now, do you want to know what is the meaning of stream and what is the meaning of chunk of data? We will not going to throw whole video to our client, but we will throw a chunk of data. I revealed that. I'm sorry, but I'm going to explain exactly what I'm telling. So let's get to the code again. Now, there are 2 ways you can send your video. That means this rocket.mp3 video to the user. You can send the entire video in single response, and another way is to send a small part of the video. What will happen if you send the entire video in single response? Your website will take a longer time to render, and if you are sending a small part of the video, then your website will load faster. So as in case the video, if you are sending the entire video, then it will take a longer time to download the video and then stream that. And if you are sending a small part of the video, let's say 10 seconds, at first you are sending the 10 second, so it will not take that much time to render, and after that you are sending another 10 second, and after that you are sending another 10 second. So that's how you are sending the video, and that's what YouTube is actually using. So that is the meaning of this white line. So which is you are seeing over here. This is the meaning of this white line. That means this part of the video is already loaded to your browser. So now we will going to see how we can send the entire video to the API, and how we can handle sending chunks of data, chunks of video with the help of Node.js code. So we will going to see the two ways, and at the end I will going to tell you that how you can reduce the large amount of code into just a single line of code. That means everything can be handled. That means when you click on a specific part of the video, it must be handled. It must be handled. That means you are click on the specific part of the video like this, then on the backend it handles which part of the video is user requesting, which part is not requesting. So that is actually handled. So we will going to see exactly how that's going to work. So let's jump to the code now. So we are listening on port 3000 and we are sending this. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen when the endpoint is video. That means let me show you that. That means if user is requesting https // localhost 3000 / video, then I'm going to send a response. Otherwise I will not going to send anything. Or you can write it in else condition that this is not exist. You can write that. You can send anything over there. So what I'm doing, I am listening only to the /video endpoint. Okay, so now we have created the endpoint. Now let's check it's working or not. Rest.end on endpoint video. Now let's check to the browser /video. Yeah, it's perfectly working on endpoint video. It is shown over here. After that, what we will going to do, we will going to create a path to this video file. So const. So what I have done, I have created a path to this video. Path.join __ dir name. Dir name means the directory name, that is tweet server, and we are joining it with rocket.mp4 file. So we got the video file path. Now we will going to send it. We will going to read it first, and after that we will going to send this whole file. So what we have done over here, we are first of all reading the file which is present at video file path, and after that we are getting two things. If error occurred, then we will going to get in this variable, and another thing which is data, we are getting into this variable. These are the two parameters, error and data. So the whole data to this file will be stored in this variable, and if any error occurred, then this variable. So res.write head. So what we are doing, we are writing the head of the response, and we are telling that everything is okay. So 200, we are sending the status code, and after that content type video /mp4. That means we are sending a video file. That's why we are telling that we are sending a video file. So res.end. Let's save that and rerun this. So this is what the video is looking. It loaded very fast because we are on the same machine. That means the user and the server are on same machine. If the user is on different machine and accessing to the server, then what will happen is that this video will get downloaded first, and then it will be shown into the browser. So that's not happening over here, because we are on the same computer, and it may be because of the browser caching feature. So if I run this file, it is working perfectly fine, and if I seek to any part of this video, it will not work. So we have to handle each and everything over here. So this is how we can send the whole video, the whole thing in single response. Now we will going to check that how we can handle the seeking part of the video, and how the thing is going to work. That means we will going to send a chunk of data, a chunk of video in single response. So next, now let's create that. Now let me show you first how it will going to work. I have hosted that on another endpoint, or you can say another port. Let's check that first, how that is working and what we will going to see. This may be looking same, but this is not same, because what we are doing here is we are sending the entire video, and here we are sending video chunk by chunk. So if I click on any part of the video, see, we are able to seek to any position of the video, and see here the video is loading like this, like this, like this. So this is how sending a chunk of data work. Now let's jump to the code and see how we can make this thing happen into our website. So let's close this. Now it's time to remove the whole code present over here, and we have to write code from start. Let me explain you what is happening over here. At first, we are reading the stats of the video file. That means, what is the meaning of that? Stat means I want to know a specific information about the video present on the video file path, and this stat will return an object which contain a variable or a property name size. So let me show you that. Console.log stat. So this is an object. Let me save this and rerun this. So can't reach this page. What's happened over here? So chunk size, I haven't made the chunk size. Let me make that. Chunk size is equals to and minus start and plus 1. So now let's re-render this. So what is happening? So we are getting the stat, which is an object, but we are getting start is out of range. Positions. The value start is out of range. It must be integer received and an. So what happened? Let me check the error first, and I am returning after checking that. So I found 2 error. Just check that. You have to write bytes is equals to 0, and after that you have to give a hyphen. That was one part, and at the end part you have to write file size -1. So that was the error. So I have fixed that. Now let's check that whether it is working or not. Let's refresh that. Now it's perfectly working, and if I'm going to show you that if I click on any part of this video, it's working very fine. So let's move to the part where we left. Now we were talking about stats. So stat is an object which contain a specific information about the video. So what we are doing over here, we are handling the response that need to be sent when a user click on a specific part of the video. So that's what we are doing over here. This is what we are calculating, that user click on a specific part of the video, so we have to send this part of the video. So that is what we are doing over here. So stat is an object which contain information about the video. I have told 2-3 times, and let me show you. This is an object. It contain many information regarding videos. So it has a size. So what we are calculating over here, we are calculating stat.size. So stat has a variable or a property naming size which contains the size of the video in the form of byte. So if I'm going to show you, so file size will contain this value. Okay, so we have calculated the file size and we have stored it in the constant variable which is file size. After that, const range is equals to request.headers.range. If nothing is there, bytes is equals to 0. So what is happening over here? Let me cut this and paste this over here, and copy this and paste. So when you click on any part of this video, let me rephrase this. When I click on any part of this video, let me click over here, then a request is sent including the part of the video that I want. When we click on a specific part of the video, a request is sent that send me this part of the video. I want to see this. So that is sent to the server and we are reading it over here. So const range is equals to request dot header dot range. It will contain the requested part in byte form. Keep it in mind. And at the starting, nothing is requested, so bytes is equals to 0. If nothing is requested, then bytes is equals to 0 and then hyphen. So this will be stored in the variable range. So let me save this and rerun this. Let me mute this. Okay, and after that, if I come to this, so at first we are getting bytes is equals to 0 and then hyphen. After that, if we click on any specific part of the video, then what we are getting a specific part which is the byte. So when you click on a specific part of the video, that is sent in the header of the request. So we are getting that to calculate the range that we need to send. And after that, const position is equals to range dot replace bytes. So what we are doing over here, we are getting this value. We want to get this value which user sent 1425408. That's the byte value. So we want to get that. So let me show you that. So this is an array. So we want to get this and split it into an array. Positions and save. See, so we are getting the specific part of the video and at the end nothing is there, so that's why it's an empty string. When you click on this part of the video, so it will become the starting part of the video and till the end, so that's why this is null or the empty string. So that's why we are breaking it into an array which contains the specific part and the end part. Const start is equals to parse in position 0, 0, 10. That means we are getting this and converting it into a decimal value. 10 means decimal. That will be the start position, and after that, const end is equals to position 1. If there exists any position, that means if anything is present over here, so here we are not getting anything. So if anything is present, for this time there is nothing. If anything is present at the position 1, then what we will do, we will convert it into an integer like this only. And if nothing is there, that means the end of the file. That means file size -1, the end of the file. Then we will going to calculate the chunk size. Const chunk size is equals to end minus start. This all are byte value, by the way. End minus start plus 1. So this will calculate how much data we need to send. When you click on this part of the video, then what server will do, it will ignore the previous part and it will send the data from this part to the end part of the video. Then what will happen, your internet will not get exhausted. When I click on this part of the video, then this much data will be sent from the server. It will ignore this part of this video. Next, we are writing the head. So content range bytes in bytes, we are writing the content range which is start -end / file size. Accept range bytes, we are telling that we are sending the data in bytes. Content length chunk size, I told you that we will send this specific part of the video that will be stored in chunk, so we are sending the chunk size. And content type :video / mp4. After that, the main thing is the main thing is present over here in this one line. Const stream is equals to fs.create read stream video file path start and end. Earlier I told you that we will going to send this video in a chunk of data. That means at start send 10 seconds, after that 10 seconds, after that 10 seconds. This line is exactly doing that. Streaming in Node.js means sending chunk of data. It's not only limited to the video part. You can send audio file like this, you can send text file like this. So you can just create a stream like this, fs.create read stream. You have to just tell the path and start and end. So that's how you can create a stream. So this is the video part, so we are sending start and end. If you are sending audio file or text file, you don't have to do that. After that, the stream.pipeRes, so we are sending the response of the stream. That means first chunk, first part, second part, third part, like that. And let me refresh that and show you that if I click on any part of the video, it is working fine. So it is on the same computer, that's why it's working like this, and it is working same like the when we are sending the entire video, but it will create a difference when the user and the server are on different computer. So it will take a lot of time in case when the entire video is sent in one response, and this will take a much lesser time to load, and it will save the data too. Now let's convert this code into just a single line of code. That means this whole criteria will be handled by Express. Let me show you that. Let's create another terminal, and you have to install npm i Express, as we are going to use Express. So npm install Express. Now let's create another file without stream.js. So I have created the file with name without stream. That doesn't mean it is not using stream. Underneath, Express is using the whole feature that we created over here, but it is hidden to us. So it is handling on the background. So you don't have to struck understanding that how it is handling. So everything that we've seen in the previous one is handled by this single Express on the background. Express. We need to write this much code in Express to handle each and everything that we have seen earlier. So now let's go to localhost 5000/video. It will not work. I know why. It will not work because we haven't started this server. Nodemon without. Now it's running. So let's click on enter. See, it is working very fine, very similar to that, and here the stream part is used. The video is sent in chunk of data, not the entire video is sent over here. So this is how you can create with the help of Express. Let me just explain you what we are doing over here. Is we are getting the Express and initializing that with the Express, and after that path we are getting the path const port 5000. We are hosting this on port 5000, and after that const video file path equals to python.join. We are getting the path of this video file, and after that app.get/video, we are sending the response to that /video endpoint. Response.send file video file path, just send the video file path and it will handle everything. After that app.listen port. So this is how the entire thing which is written over here, the entire code, we have to handle a lot in this code. So that is done simply by Express. So you can just create your steps with the help of Express. So it is very easy. I think you have learned something new from this video. So subscribe to this channel and share this video to your friends and family who want to know that how video streaming works, and you can now just include this into your website. So this is for today. Till then, goodbye.